Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I hope you guys are all excited for another wonderful adventure in specialty coffee. I'm here in Yokohama with my great friend, Mr. Glen.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for continually watching us and following us. Yeah. Today, just like what my brother Jim said, that we're going to be introducing another interesting kind of coffee. And the coffee is actually came from Tanzania. Okay. So they call it the Mondul, Tanzania Mondul AA.
And AA is the size of the bean, as we learned last week. It's a bit larger of a bean than what we typically
than the
get.
regular.
Okay.
It's they have larger beans. It's the A means that the size of the bean. The AA, the AB, and A plus, and AB plus, something like that.
So many different things to try to remember.
Yeah, actually, that's true. Actually, that's true. I mean, even the beans itself here, the variety of the coffee that we're going to present to you from Mondul, the province of Mondul. Actually, the most interesting part of this is that the Monduli province is located into the northern part of Monduli province, actually, where the famous Kilimanjaro is located.
Yeah.
So this is actually the genuine Kilimanjaro coffee.
Wow.
If you're looking for a genuine Kilimanjaro coffee, look for Mondul. Why Mondul? Mondul is quite famous back in Tanzania in the 1930s. In the middle 1930s, in the mid 1930s. The Monduli coffee estate was established for about which expands about 511 hectares of land, and more than half of it is so filled with coffee tree and with coffee plants. So that's amazing. And why Monduli is one of the popular area to grow coffee? Because of its environment. Perfect environment for the coffee. The proximity of the weather is perfect. It's just simply perfect.
Yeah, I mean, you've talked to me about the Kilimanjaro coffee and said you'd had a really hard time getting a hold of it for the past year or so.
It's been away for quite some time, but right now there's a vast supply of it. So the prices went up a little bit, but probably because of the effect of the COVID.
Sure.
So that's another thing.
Yeah.
And the coffee that we're going to present today is been grown in the height of 1,700 meters above sea level. That is quite high. Yeah. And the cupping process. Oh, let me talk to you about the type and the variety of beans. It's from the variety of another beans from Arabica. Okay. So like what I have mentioned in many of our presentations, that how many varieties out there from Arabica is specialty coffee are only from
in one of the next episodes to just list off every single variety. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and the variety of this is called the N39 and the KP423. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, and why is that? It was developed in the 1911 by his name is called surname called Mr. Kent.
Interesting.
So, like what we have, the SL34, the SL, the farm, the name, who have basically started developing this.
Okay.
And it is called also, by the way, this kind of a variety, this kind of a coffee tree yields a very good, number of fruits, actually. But when it comes to the quality in a high altitude, compared to other specialty coffee, it's a little bit 1 star lower than the rest of it.
Interesting.
That's why it's been mixed together with the N39 and KP423. Yeah, the KP423. And the process of this is washed. Another interesting bean.
Yeah.
Being of having that wonderful cupping notes from a wash.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the cupping notes. Basically the cupping notes of this coffee is compared to what we're going to find out later on while we're after the different methods that we do. The cupping notes of this is the stone fruit. Stone fruits are, there are peaches, there are mangoes, there are, those are kind of the identification of a stone fruit. It's not specifically one fruit itself. And also it has a blood orange. I haven't seen really blood orange. It's not available in Japan, but it grows in Italy and Spain actually. So it has a more sweeter taste than the typical orange. Yeah. And another thing is that it is also it has a smooth mouth feel and full body and balanced.
Nice.
And the ranking of this is on the specialty ranking.
Nice. Okay, so it's not top.
It's not on the top. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, similar. So it sounds like it might be similar to the Ethiopia, the Yirgacheffe.
Yeah, the Yirgacheffe.
Because the Yirgacheffe is very full-bodied, smooth mouthfeel, and very balanced.
Yes. Well, you see, the Africa is one of the best growers of coffee. You have the Uganda, you have the Kenya, we have the Ethiopia, we have the Tanzania. Well, actually, some of the coffee beans basically came from Ethiopia and was distributed around Kenya and Tanzania and also Uganda. And type of beans, it was actually the genetic beans of this is from what was that, from Brazil? I forgot, man. Bourbon.
Okay.
Bourbon and the Typica. Yeah.
Bourbon and Typica. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting beans actually, and this is going to be my first time actually too. I've had this coffee a long time ago, but I've been doing it at pour over. I haven't done press yet. I haven't done it on a
it's gonna be interesting to see. We did cheat a little bit on Friday. We did a pour over on this, and it was really good.
Oh yeah, it is.
There were some really interesting tasting notes, but it'll be definitely a lot more fun to explore the different flavors we're gonna get out of the different brewing methods.
The people in Tanzania, especially if the coffee comes from Mondul, they're quite proud about it because they all believe, and many reviews and many of the comments from the coffee experts, that they can bring a delicious flavor of coffee, and this is what they can call the genuine Kilimanjaro.
Nice.
Yeah, and so again, it's going to be a very interesting presentation today.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and we have here 3 different methods that we're going to show you: the siphon, the press, the pour over.
Pour over, yeah.
Okay, so all 3 of them will be given to you, and we're going to talk about the cupping notes of this later on and what we have found out.
Yeah.
Now, my problem was I forgot to put a hot water on my siphon, and so what we're going to do is already pour in a hot water in there for 400 ml.
400 ml. Are we doing 25 grams of coffee like
yes,
we did last week?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Same measurement.
So same ratios. We're gonna do 400 ml in the siphon. Are we doing 500 ml in the pour over?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You know why I've been trying to do that? But it's according to my what I have found out, it's somewhat kind of a good balance.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna line it up.
Do you want me to prep this while you grab your apron?
Sure, why not?
Because I know you probably feel naked without your apron.
Apron. Am I gonna put or what? Yeah, I forgot my apron actually. So anyway, I still look good with or without apron.
You do.
Don't you worry about that. But I'm going to put my apron on.
We have our assistant / studio audience / producer / director coming in to help with the apron situation.
Yahoo! And do the rescue. Yes, sir. There you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Wardrobe.
All right, wardrobe. Go. Okay.
One of these days we'll have a full crew. Makeup, wardrobe, all that.
And
me,
hey, look
sir.
at me. I'm a changed man.
Yes, you are. All right.
How's my apron? I don't look good at an
Looks
apron.
great. We got to get some customized aprons.
Yeah, we're gonna put our faces in here.
Yeah.
Not the name.
Not the name. I'll put my face in your name.
Oh, yeah, that'll
There
be
we go.
interesting.
Just confuse the mess out of people.
Okay, so this is about more than 30 seconds now. So we're gonna be brewing a French press, 25 grams of coffee ground. Okay.
And that's going to be a coarse grind, right?
Yes, on a coarse grind.
And again, 500 ml
Of water.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. So this is a press. So it's a coarse grind. Okay. Make sure that if you're going to do press, don't make it. Don't mill your coffee bean in a medium size. No, absolutely not. Okay. As soon as you put your coffee in there, just shake it up mildly, just to put a almost like a perfect plain shape or position of your coffee granules. Okay, and then start pouring in your coffee, your hot water. This is about 85 degrees centigrade, and with a circular motion. Okay. Fill the water about 1/4 of your desired 1/4 of the volume of your water from your desired cup or level of water. Okay, so that's about a minute.
Timer, very important.
That's a minute. Okay, some they just pour it in
I'm gonna go
and
ahead
then
start
wait for
pouring.
5 minutes. But I prefer it this way. Okay, so.
I've gotten some really good results brewing it that way for sure.
Oh yeah. That's what I have noticed too. Truly interesting. Okay, now what we can do is, while waiting, we have about 30 seconds, and at the same time, our siphon starts to glow.
Nice. Looking good.
Yeah. Woo! Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got my mesh filter this week. I used it on Saturday.
Okay. Wow.
With the
That's good.
Brazil.
Brazil.
It was
Yeah.
so good. Yeah.
That's good, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it turned out perfect.
Woo! Yeah. So my brother Jim here, he prefers to use a siphon that has a ceramic on the bottom of it. So when he bought it, he's so excited.
Yeah, I was really excited to get that.
Wow! Look at this.
And it doesn't. The beautiful thing about this particular filter is that it doesn't let any granules come back through. And
That's
that
why,
was the
okay.
issue that I have had with the paper, with the
Wow.
cloth, and even with the other mesh filter that I got. It just seemed like I was getting a little bit of granules coming back through.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is about 500 ml of water, and we're gonna be waiting for 4 minutes. Okay. 4 minutes. Okay. So now, since it's already boiling, Yahoo! There you go. So we're gonna be ready for
Just hold
the.
on to it and then serve you.
Okay.
Which one do you want to try?
There you go.
You want to try the pour?
Wow, look at that. You know what? It makes sense to me now. Now I understand why they have the ceramic at the bottom of this filter. The mesh filter for the siphon. Because as soon as the hot water goes up to the upper bulb.
The hopper, right?
Yeah, the hopper. It actually helps maintain the.
Yeah, it helps maintain the temperature, right? And
temperature,
the pressure and all that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Helps.
Wow.
It also helps keep weighted down.
Right, that's
So,
another
yeah.
thing too. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so we some people prefer to have a minute and 10 seconds, but I would just simply wait for a minute until it we wait to take away the fire so that it will start brewing. And right now it's brewing here, and as soon as it gets back to the lower bulb, then we'll be ready and we'll see what this siphon brings us.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Do you have any thoughts on how this is going to turn out? Do you think we'll get more acidity out of the siphon? It's been kind of
I would say.
Yeah, it's been.
I think it's that.
We're getting there.
Okay, yeah.
You got to trust me, bro.
Yeah, I do.
I learned from the master.
All right, so that's about it. We're almost about a minute now. Wow. You know, the most amazing thing about doing siphon is that you can really get a real great tasting coffee, even if your beans are not that very special to say. But it does help to provide you and bring out the best of the coffee bean. You know why? Because it takes away some of the excesses of the residues of unnecessary tasting there. I don't know what's the magic of it, but that's some of the experts were saying, and that's interesting. All right. Okay, so we have also warmed our cups, ready for to be poured out. We're in with the brewed coffee. Wow, we also have extra for our live audience.
If you want to purchase tickets to the live show, just come by the house.
How much is the ticket? As lesser than the traffic ticket that you can get, so don't worry.
Here, I'm gonna hand that to you so I can. Oh, here.
I'm sorry.
So I can hand this.
Okay. Okay, we're done with the press. Yahoo.
Make a mess here.
So this is the pour over here. Okay. Pour over. It's like when you're stopped by the police. Pour over.
Pour over.
Pour over. Oh no, so that's a pull over, right?
I mean,
okay.
you know, maybe. No, I can't say that.
I know what you're gonna say. I know what he's about to say. So good thing he just restrained himself.
I did.
And so we already have the
press. Is it pressed?
Yeah,
it's pressed.
So which one?
This one.
Oh, okay.
This has been our press cup the last few weeks, so I figure.
Oh wow!
Well, you're getting all fancy now, aren't you?
Oh yeah, because we got a fine-looking coffee.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Wow! Look at the color. Wow. Color seems to be perfect. Good.
Don't spoil me.
There you go now. Okay. We're ready, and at the same time, we're ready with the siphon.
Siphon's ready.
Wow.
I think we're gonna have to start with the pour over tasting because that siphon's gonna be too hot to drink.
Oh yeah, exactly, yeah. So actually, we can wait for about a minute or so until we take the siphon and drink the siphon. Okay. So, well, I think it looks perfect. It looks perfect. In different angles. Pouring in now siphon for my brother Jimmy. Wow. Ooh. You know that fancy looking siphon, it's just wow. It's beautiful. It helps you psychologically, even if you're not having
even if the coffee's not good, there's that placebo effect that makes you think it's gonna be good.
It is, yeah. You know, in the old, this is one of the famous coffee, like in the old cafeteria or coffee shop, you can see a lot of siphons over their counter. Okay, so we're gonna do the cupping notes.
All right.
Yes. There you go.
Alrighty.
So
I'm
just
gonna swap-
as
I'm gonna
Brother
swap
Jim
these
said
two.
that we're gonna go first from the
The pour over.
pour over. Okay. Pouring over.
Alrighty.
Hmm.
So.
Huh. Wow.
Does have a bit of a chocolatey aroma.
Yeah. It's the aroma for me it's kind of mild.
You know, honestly, it's like a candied yam. Have you ever had a candied yam?
What is that?
So it's
Is that an
it's like
American
a
thing?
sweet potato. Yeah. You take the sweet potatoes and you cut them up and you bake them with marshmallows over the top.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's what this smells like. This smells like a candied yam or a cooked sweet potato.
You need to make one for us
Mm.
so we can relate to what you're
I
saying.
mean, it's definitely not keto.
Oh,
So
no, it's okay. Forget it. All right.
yeah, I mean that's interesting. Definitely. I mean,
Wow.
like that smell to me is candied yams. That's just
It is, huh? Wow. I'm sorry, I can't relate. I haven't
yeah.
tried that. I haven't tasted that. I haven't smelled that. I haven't seen it myself.
Yeah,
All right.
I think it's an American thing.
Wow.
Mm.
It's up front for me. It's clean.
Mhm.
It's elegant.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
Yeah, not a lot of its acidity hitting your
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
Maybe a little like a bitter chocolate, but
Yeah.
very. I mean, such a small hint of that.
Yes. Right.
It's not very fruity.
It's not.
Not for me.
Not
Not
right.
not at least not that first drink. Not very fruity. There's like some kind of toasted notes. Kind of on the back of the palate.
I can sense that not the sense, but I feel and I taste that's like berry, with a note of a berry, raspberry.
Okay.
The raspberry, yeah, the red one. Yeah.
There's definitely that apricot-y,
It's got stone
so
fruit,
kind of and it's like
Yes.
like a stone fruit, but the closer you get to the pit, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not getting like the sweet, like say you bite into an apricot, you get like a lot of the sweet nectar at the first few bites. Once you get closer to the pit, there's that more earthy note
okay.
that comes out, and that's kind of what this reminds me of.
Wow, that's interesting. Now, wow, this is I can say it's just pretty decent to present to even some first timers.
This is great. Yeah,
Yeah.
this would be a great first time black coffee for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what's interesting is on Friday when we had this, I told you I had that distinct note of spices, right? And it was almost like a mulling spice. And you said you didn't really know what that was. It's
Right. Yeah.
like they use it for hot like mulled wines and stuff like that.
Okay.
So like a glüh. I don't know if you've ever had a glühwein.
No.
It's a
that's
German mulled
German
wine.
thing. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a
So
sweet.
it's kind of it's sweet and spicy, but I'm not really getting that
Okay.
right now,
I see.
which is just it's interesting.
Yeah. Well,
How many grams did we brew on?
25.
We did 25.
All 25,
Interesting. On Friday when we had this the other day,
Yeah.
we did 25 grams. Wow. Interesting.
Same 25.
Same brew.
Same brew. If you start brewing on 30, you may probably have more body into it, but with the same amount of water,
I do about 36 grams with 650 ml of water.
That just 650. I mean, hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and that makes for me a really good, bold, enjoyable cup of coffee.
And you do it with siphon?
No, that's normal. Normally with my pour over.
Okay.
Yeah,
pour over. Okay.
Yeah, siphon. I've been doing the 25 to 400 ml. Yeah.
I said it's kind of elegant for me. It's clean.
Mm-hmm.
The clean cup is there.
Very clean, very smooth.
And
very full bodied.
Yeah, right.
Not a very long aftertaste.
Right.
It's pretty short, but
Right.
very mild, very pleasant. Almost like eating a piece of dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And just that aftertaste that kind of stays on your palate.
Yeah. It doesn't have a very strong fruity note.
No.
Too. So you just have that kind of an impression of an apricot taste at the back of your palate for me. That's probably why they say some coffee experts said that the basic coffee cupping notes of this is stone fruit and blood orange.
Blood orange.
Right. Yeah. So because of its sweet, for me, I see it's a mild sweetness onto it.
Yeah,
but more of the
not very acidic. Not
very acidic.
Like the what did we do last week? Kenya.
Last week, did we do Kenya? Yeah.
Yeah, that was Kenya last week, I believe. And that had a distinct acidity to it. Each brew method you could still get that acidity, and this just does not seem to have that bright acidity.
Yeah.
It's much smoother.
Yeah. Ooh. Yes.
All right. Let's go
try
for the French.
The press.
Still, for me, it's still the same aroma.
Right, same note. Up front, it's like nothing.
That is candied yams, bro. I mean, that is sweet potatoes with marshmallows right there, man.
If you make one for us, we're not probably gonna finish and eat the whole thing just to taste it. We'll just do the aroma.
Yeah, we'll just make a small one.
We understand now what you're talking.
Man.
Well, I'm expecting a more full-bodied here and flavorful.
A little more acidity. Very little more acidity.
There. This has about, for me, it has a very silky mouthfeel. And it's got that red tasting wine. Like a Pinot Noir.
And it does have a little bit more acidity on the back of the palate as it goes down your throat.
Yeah.
Not necessarily flavor, but feel, if that makes sense. And
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a little more acidity, maybe a little more boldness, a little more flavor, a little more fruity.
Yeah.
Like probably more of the blood orange flavor in this.
Yeah, right. And it's interesting from the French press. Just like what Jim said, the blood orange is there, and the sweetness, as soon as you swallow it, then it leaves your palate. That sweetness, that sharp, tiny little feeling of a sweetness is still there. It's just how I feel it.
This is just a very it's a very I guess smooth cup of coffee. It's something that is easily palatable for probably almost anyone.
Easily palatable, yeah, right.
Yeah.
And this is absolutely cannot be turned down if you offer it in black. I mean, yeah.
This is excellent.
Yeah.
Not a huge flavor difference though between these two for me.
Yep.
A little more of the blood orange.
Yeah.
Which I think is just a little more of the acidity. But that's about it. Everything else is about the same.
See the oil? It's like
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, of course, if you compare from the hand pour and to the French press brings you more body than the hand pour, and it also does not have that very strong fruity flavor actually. Not a very strong, not very.
Not like this.
obvious.
This one brings out more of the apricot, the stone fruit.
Right.
Where this brings out a little more of the blood orange.
The blood orange, right, and the very clear cranberry, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see cranberry. I'm ready for this. If you look on yours, the oil on the top of this.
Oh, we did the siphon. Oh yeah,
Siphon,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. The siphon looks so.
Oh man.
Looks so excellent.
See, now I'm starting to smell that mulling spice again on this.
Stop saying that. I haven't tried that.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry, but this has less like it's more of a spicy than the candied yam.
Really?
Flavor. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The mulling spice that I tasted in the pour over the other day.
Man, I can
Just
hardly
interesting,
identify
like
that.
a-
I haven't tried that, man.
Yeah.
I want to try it.
Yeah, so this one has more of a cinnamon, nutmeg, spicy aroma to it.
The nutmeg.
Yeah.
Well, some of you probably hate nutmeg, but it doesn't mean that when you smell nutmeg, that you're gonna taste nutmeg in it.
Wow.
Really?
I mean,
like, oops.
I mean, this has
It didn't burn
5
your
times.
tongue, right?
No, 5 times the acidity of these two, easily.
Wow.
But you're hit with that blood orange and something else that I'm gonna have to take a couple more sips.
Oh
out of.
yeah.
I mean, you're hit. You're hit a lot harder with the acidity.
But
really
it's
nice.
not sharp and it's
no.
not irritating
No, it's
to your
really
palate.
nice.
It's gonna embrace your whole mouth. It's gonna embrace your whole mouth, and it's very balanced. Okay, the acidity is strong, but it's balanced. It's not something that's.
That is so. There's also a very strong apricot, almost like a It's almost like biting into the pit of an apricot.
Yeah,
that's how all I can describe is the flavor and that the acidity hits you almost the same way as if you were to bite into the pit of an apricot.
Right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the same thing. It's true. Yeah, but again, it's the aroma for me, just like what Jim was mentioned. It's
That's so strange.
I cannot identify in that one, but because I haven't smelled that.
It's a very sweet, spicy aroma. That aftertaste that comes up as you breathe out after you drink this, it's just so different from any other coffee that I've had. Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
I would have to say this would probably not be as palatable for most people.
For most people,
Yeah.
right?
I could enjoy it like this.
Yeah, true.
To be honest, though, I would probably gravitate towards one of these two.
Right, it's either the press or the French.
Yeah, but if I wanted something with a really strong kick, I would go for this.
Definitely for this one. Okay. I can hardly imagine what if you do the 30 on the siphon. That would probably be more even stronger. Yeah. So we did the 25 grams on this with a 500
400 ml.
400 ml, sorry.
I wonder if you could get away with doing 20 grams.
Sure, we can do that. Yeah, for this.
Yeah, for
now.
the siphon.
For this,
yeah,
for the siphon.
I think if you did like 20, 22 maybe, just to bring it down a little bit, you might get more of the sweeter flavors of the coffee.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like what we've been talking about, all different brewing method gives you a different impression, and at the same time, it basically suits which you prefer.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what makes it so interesting about coffee. If you want a more silky, if you want a more full-bodied, if you want a more bitter taste, if you want a more floral, you can actually choose from. So it's really good to have some extra coffee farvenalla at home.
Right. Yeah. I mean, to figure out what you like, and that's kind of what we're doing here is trying to help you figure out if you buy this coffee, what flavor notes we're describing you think would be best for your palate.
Exactly. But that doesn't mean that
there's such a stark difference though between this and these two. Just so much more of that bitterness, so much more of the acidity.
yeah.
And just the flavors are just so radically different.
The siphon on Tanzania Mondul would be more presentable for the Japanese palate. Yeah, this is what how
they really like an
prefer coffee,
acidic,
strong acidity flavor. And again, it doesn't mean that what we have shared with you, the palate, Jim and I, tells you this and that, and you tried your own, and you probably would say, "Oh, those two guys are wrong. Oh, those two guys are lunatic. Oh, those two guys are tasting." Yeah, I agree. Like, oh, those two guys are nuts. Or two guys
to
are
spend
not
as
saying
much
the
time
truth.
as we do drinking and tasting coffee, we have to be a little crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, you
Or
really have to
maybe
be-
we're just cultured.
I like that.
I'm not crazy, I'm cultured. Like t-shirts.
I like that. I want to be humble, but that's cool.
Oh man, you really drank your pour over.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, wow.
It's so smooth.
It really is. Yeah,
It's
it
so
goes down
smooth.
very, very
It's so smooth. You can. It's like I already had my almost over now. My pour over is almost over.
It's almost so now that this is cooling off a bit, it's almost more of a floral aroma.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
The floral, not the fruity, but the floral.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. When it gets cold, I kind of sense of roses or petals. Have you ever tried the petal of rose? Yeah, I did when I was young.
Again, it's
Did all
still
crazy stuff.
it's still very smooth. You are getting a
Yes,
little more acidity out of it as it cools.
As it gets warm, as it gets warmer, you get a little of the acidity, but the smoothness is still there. So still easy to drink, and that's not a problem at all.
No. This is a very easy to drink coffee.
Yeah. But there will be days that it is just me. There will be days that I want my Tanzania
In the siphon.
done in
A
the siphon.
little more bold, yeah. A lot more bold.
Yeah. That's if you are not familiar with the coffee tasting notes, like up front, you would probably hit the acidity taste. But what I can see is that the acidity that I can get in here is kind of spreads equally, and it's so balanced perfectly that it feels like it embraces your whole mouth into
Really
it.
does. Yeah.
And it's not like what I said, it's not something that irritates you or it's like ew. No, it's like
It's not like biting into a lemon or anything like
Right, yeah, it's
you bite into a super sour lemon and you're just
what
you start puckering a bit.
I
This
like
is
what we
very,
did.
very pleasant.
I think it was Peru that gives us that very strong lemony taste. Was that Peru or one of the coffee that
The
we
Peru
did
was
siphon?
the Peru was terrible in the siphon.
There we go. That's what
it was.
is.
It was so acidic, but it was just an acidity that my palate just completely rejected. Whereas the Kenya was a lot more acidic in the siphon, but it was something
Pleasant.
it was something that I kept wanting to drink, even though that first drink would hit you really really hard.
Sharp, yeah.
It was still good. Like it still had
yeah.
had good flavor to it. The Peru was just like nothing but citrus.
It's still it doesn't change actually. As it get warm, it's still the same. Just as you had the first cup.
something. This is gonna sound really stupid, but something I just smelled in this cup,
From the press.
tried to it like took my mind back to some childhood memory, and I don't know the memory, but I know the scent. It's something. You know what? That's
May I borrow
so
your
strange,
nose?
right?
Like you got the American nose and it's like a Filipino nose. What is wrong with this? I mean,
you know how some smells can just trigger like a memory of childhood, just like a fond memory.
Yes, indeed, right.
That's exactly what this just did. It just really triggered and it's not a memory I can put my finger on. It's a memory of a place that had these aromas to it that I enjoyed being there. Yeah. Probably, and that's what specialty coffee can do for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Exactly. Exactly. That is why it's called specialty coffee. You know, as I was doing my reading and my research last night and even this morning, what I have realized is that even from the 1900s, specialty coffee has been developed. A lot of people have been researching. A lot of people have been the Catholic missionaries, the French missionaries, bringing all the coffee in different areas in different parts of the world and different parts of the globe. It's like so interesting, and I wonder why now that reintroducing specialty coffee is not too appealing for a lot of people, to the masses, because it has been left out, and the coffee has been introduced to us in the wrong platform, in the wrong sense, or in the wrong approach. And right now, I was just simply amazed that, man, this has been going on for centuries. It's like in the 1900s, in the 1600s, in the 1700s. It's blown me. It's blown away, man.
Yeah. So, interesting. This is just really sweet as it starts to cool.
Yeah.
Really sweet. Whereas this one starts to get a little bit more of the acidity to it when it starts to cool.
Pour over.
But as far as like the flavors, this is really smooth still. This I would describe more of as a clear or a clean feeling on a mouthfeel or whatever on your palate.
What did you just said a moment ago? This is smooth, right?
Yes, it's very smooth and it's sweeter. This one starts getting a little more fruity, but it's like a clean. Like just try that one.
Okay.
Like try that one, then try this one, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This is like more of a clean, clear, and this is a sweet, smooth.
Clear and clean from the pour over.
It's almost
Jim
like
is exactly
it's
right.
almost like this has a thickness to it.
Oh yeah.
If that makes any sense, because it's not like the two coffees have different viscosities. It's just the way this hits your palate. It hits it. It's very smooth, but it's almost like it has. I mean, I guess that's like the full body. It's got body to it. Where this hits your palate a little more fruity, but it's just very clean as it goes down. And they're both just, I mean, terrific.
They're both terrific. The verdict for me, I would go for press. 3 weeks in a row, man. French press. I agree. I really like this. You know why?
Because from beginning to, and we'll see as it cools down. But
as it cools down and it get warm, it's like, man, you still have that full body and flavorful coffee, and it's just so
satisfying. Pleasing and satisfying the way it just hits your palate and just goes down.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like a warm hug on a cold day.
Oh my goodness.
That's what it is.
Stop fucking though. A warm hug on a cold day. It's like, why would you say no? I mean,
this is snuggles in a cup.
What? Actually, it's true.
I think I just lost my man card.
We're gonna do the editing later on.
Yeah,
right?
That's almost like saying something's cute in front of your buddies.
Well, we look cute though, so it fits.
Hopefully, we have a mostly female audience right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, but it's true.
I mean, it's
so
just
elegant.
There is just something very it's warm, inviting, smooth, sweet. This is just
the aroma
amazing.
is so inviting. It's the floral scent of that. It's so smooth and so inviting. That's the perfect. That's the right word for it.
This one is inviting.
This one is inviting. This one is inviting.
This one is turning into Peru. for me. The colder it gets, the colder it gets, the less.
You're talking about the siphon, yeah?
Yeah, the siphon. The colder it gets, the less I want to drink it. The less I'm enjoying the acidity as it hits my palate. It bites. It bites you, doesn't it? It's inviting.
It invites. Well, we're not trying to scare you. We're not trying to. It gives you just an impression of how it's gonna turn out.
I mean, some people might really enjoy this. It's not for me. It's good, but I could see someone who really does like a sharp, bold. I mean, that is, but the aftertaste. So when you drink it, for me, it's a little off-putting when I drink it, but the aftertaste brings out something that is making me want to keep drinking it. The siphon. It's so strange.
Right, it's so strange, yeah.
Because it's not as pleasing when it hits my palate, but the aftertaste that it leaves is something that leaves you wanting more.
Wow, this is actually.
But the stark difference between this and these two, it amazes me because all of these are done with a mesh filter.
Right.
The coffee sits a lot less, less time in the grounds here, but as far as like the siphon and the French press, they almost brew the same amount of time.
Right, yeah.
And just that this brings out so much more acidity in the way it's brewed. It just blows my mind.
Another observation: if we're going to use the cloth for siphon, this will absolutely bring us a different impression.
I know what it is in the aftertaste that makes me keep wanting to drink of this. It's apricot, strong apricot, very strong. Like the minute you swallow, your palate and your nasal passages, your sinuses or whatever, they kind of get filled with the aroma and the flavor of apricot.
It is sharp, but it's not something that you want to stop.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not something that I'm done with it.
It's not something I would want to drink all the time, but it's something that I could see myself wanting, like you get a specific craving for something. It's like I feel like I could really drink the Tanzania brewed in the siphon. Yeah, exactly.
For the French press, this would be so perfect when you have a kind of a cold, rainy.
Oh man.
Man.
This is definitely like a cold, rainy autumn day. Going into winter, even like a cold winter day.
I smell cigar on this one.
Oh my god! And it's still for me. It really maintains that candied yam aroma. It's just.
I can't relate
it's uncanny. We'll make it maybe next Sunday.
Please do, yeah. The sad thing is that we're not gonna eat it.
I'm just gonna make it. I'm gonna make it so you can smell it, just so you can smell the aroma.
And
you're gonna be like, oh yeah,
oh, this is Tanzania.
You're gonna walk in. You're gonna be like, hey, are you brewing Tanzania? No, bro, it's candied yams.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Oh man.
Yeah. Perfect for cigar.
Maybe, maybe a more.
My goodness, man! This is the press.
Yeah, the French press.
So
once again, excellent. very impressive.
Very impressive, and it gives me an excellent result.
Yeah. The pour over is a close second for me though. Which the last couple of coffees, the pour over hasn't been as close in flavor for me. It's been, I mean, by far the French press won out on them, and again, it definitely wins out. But I am enjoying the pour over. Less so as it cools. It's very good, of course, very clean. But I just love the smoothness and the like the full body of this.
Yep.
And that's what really just makes it
Yeah,
it just puts it over the top.
One thing about let me just inform you guys also that what I have learned from brewing through French press is if you don't do it right, there are some certain way of. It's kind of an art of making your coffee, but some they just pour in their coffee, pour in their hot water on the coffee itself directly. It's too hot, so it shocks your coffee. And at the same time, you probably don't have the right course. And secondly, number two is, which is more important, is the temperature of your water. And that is something that I have learned, is that I want to brew it a little bit slower. It's like 1 minute, pouring out 1/4 of your desired 1/4 volume of your water from your desired level, and then 1/4 of it, like probably about 100 ml would be enough. Like if you're doing a 500, maybe about 100 ml,
125.
Right, yeah, and then 125, yeah, and then wait for a minute to bloom itself, and that engagement actually, again, don't make your water too hot, otherwise you will shock the coffee, and it will withdraw all its flavor in there, and you will only get
you probably end up with more acidity,
and a bitter, dark tasting notes in there. Plus the kind of a roasting. So if you have a dark, I would say don't press a dark coffee in here unless you're willing to do espresso. Otherwise, all you get is about dark and bitter coffee. Yeah. And then after a minute, then you start pouring the same process as you did in the first, and then wait for 4 minutes. It doesn't matter when it makes it. Some of you wants to make it 5, but for me, I do it all 4 after that. So in total, it's about 5. At least 5 to 6 minutes is enough. Yeah. So the pour over.
Still very good. It does get more. You get a lot more fruit. Like the fruity acidity.
Right.
As it cools.
It's like an unripe fruit, but it doesn't give you that strong bitter taste. It doesn't give you that sweet accent of that fruit, but you get all this kind of a fruity flavor on it, and that's it. And no sweetness, no nothing for me. Yeah.
There's sweetness on the aftertaste, but definitely not as you're drinking it. Like as it just kind of settles in your mouth, it is sweeter. It's sweet. It's sweeter than most coffees that we've had, I think.
I wonder if he tried. Maybe. I'd like to try this on siphon again, but using the cloth.
Use the cloth, yeah.
And I want to try.
A little of that acidity.
And with the same amount of coffee, 25 grams, with the same amount of water, doing the using the cloth filter. And I'm gonna do it again. Not in front of the camera, not right now, actually. To find out myself.
It'd be interesting. Get a couple more siphons in here. And,
I will.
Because I would like to try about 20 grams with the mesh.
With the mesh and
then I'd like to try the 25 with the cloth.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Yeah. Next time, why don't you bring your
bring my siphon?
Yeah.
We'll do an experiment.
And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna try the 30 grams for pour over.
That could give it just a little more of a jolt. Yeah.
Right. And then 30 grams for 500 ml. Yeah. So those are some of the assignments that I have to do, and I'll find out, and then maybe from the video I can probably out in the comment, and this is what I did.
Yeah. Interesting. So I mean, this is just it's cold, and it's just it's almost a pungent flavor on your tongue, but there's almost no aftertaste. So it's just this really pungent acidity that hits you, and then nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like
you got one drop.
Yeah, I know. It's like pungent and just like nothing. It's like the red wasp that you're saying yesterday. It's like they just fly over you and
just
boom, just
wow.
hit you for nothing.
Yeah, don't let this coffee get cold if you want to brew it in a siphon.
You know what? Maybe it will change for using the cloth.
Yeah.
on a 25. Cloth on a 25.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
I think so.
And for 400 ml of water.
Yeah. I'm still betting that 20.
It's like a red wasp.
It's like getting stung by a red wasp right in your mouth, man. It is so. I mean, it's so pungent.
Yeah.
That's the only
perfect.
that's the only way I can describe it. It's
that
not sour. It's not bitter. It's just pungent.
Pungent, right?
And now this definitely smells more spicy though than the other two when they cooled.
But I finished it. I'm done with it.
I'm gonna completely finish mine, even though it's like.
It's okay. You don't have to.
No, but, you don't let a specialty coffee go to waste, sir.
Oh, yes, sir.
Even if you're not enjoying it, drink it.
But it's really inviting the French press. It keeps you on the.
I'm sorry. That is so strong.
Wash it up with the. No, you're done with the pour over.
No, I'm not. Oh yeah, the pour over. I am.
Yeah.
But I'm not done with this. I'm savoring this. But I'm gonna have to cleanse my palate.
Yeah. As soon as it gets cold, from the pour over, you get that fruity
definitely a
note
lot more
in there.
fruity.
Yeah.
Fruity,
Yeah. Fruity. Mr. Rudy. All right. Wow.
Man.
Absolutely the best. Perfect for the press. Yeah. Again.
Here's a thought. Could it be the cups?
I was gonna say that. Every time we do the press,
we've been doing the press. We've been putting it in this cup every time. Maybe next week we switch up the cups and see how we feel. And if maybe it's the cups.
Yeah. It's not something that I want to brag about this cup. This is a kind of a special cup that I got for a present from my doctor friend, Japanese, and it only got 2 actually. That's for me and my wife, and he told me this is perfect for cold and hot drinks because it keeps, when you drink cold, it keeps the the coldness in there intact. When you drink something hot, it's good like tea. It stays that keep your tea warm, and it gives you more flavor of what you're drinking. He told me this, that especially good for ice cold beer.
Interesting.
I haven't tried that for a beer.
Oh, we're gonna try that before we.
We should watch it. I don't have a beard.
2 guys in a beer?
Do you have a beard?
We do 2 guys in a beer.
Oh, kind of a Belgian beer.
Oh man,
a German beer. Yeah, yeah.
It very well could be the cup. It
Yeah,
could be,
it
and
does,
it could
it
be
does.
just because
It does.
maybe because it cools down slower.
Yeah, yeah.
Or it could just be that the French press is really that good.
It does both actually. This one has a big role on this French press too. I'm sure. Yeah.
I mean, don't ruin my. Well, the thing is, because these are very similar.
It is.
It's a very similar material, and you notice this one cools down really fast.
Yeah.
Just a typical ceramic.
Yep.
Mug.
Ceramic mug.
Yeah, and these are more of a clay
cup. Yeah.
Something or other, but yeah.
You have to buy one like that in Japan, man, before you leave.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. In the old, coffee cups are in this form, not with this.
That's a teacup.
Yeah. There's a teacup, and this is a coffee cup that's been, because of time, it just evolved and make it more easier. But in the old, like in rural areas, they only use this typical cup, just like this. Yeah. And most of them are made from the mud or stuff. Yes. But the locals, yeah. So it makes sense actually. Yeah. So
man,
I would say that the coffee itself found its partner also with a proper cup.
Yeah, I mean, it does make a lot of sense that this keeps it more of a consistent temperature. Therefore,
The consistent temperature.
yeah,
Yes.
therefore it kind of helps mitigate the variances in the flavor
In
itself.
both, yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because I mean, both of these, as they cool down, the acidity gets stronger. Where this one, I'm not. But that's the thing, because it doesn't seem, even though this is cooling down, it doesn't seem like the acidity is getting stronger in this. And that's what makes me think, well, maybe it's not the cup. But yeah, it's just.
It kind of reminds me of the. I have tasted. I don't know if you have tried this. I have tried the. You know what a watermelon is. They have red and yellow.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Typically, red is basically popular in the Philippines. And if you get the yellow, some people are kind of interested because it's a different color.
Yeah.
But I have tried that as unripe watermelon on yellow. This is what I can get from the. From the pour over. Yeah. So it's kind of that stone fruit thing. That watermelon, yellow colored, unripe.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like it's got that watery taste, but no sweetness in it. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Watermelon for me.
Man.
All right. Yeah.
Wow. Another successful brewing session.
It is, yeah. Oh, by the way, I would like to show you also if we have the samples. Maybe can we show them some samples of our Father's Day special package. We also want to bring you a Father's Day special package that has about 3 different coffee inside, and with a special package. I hope that you would like to, if you would like to avail. We only have a very limited number of package, especially for the fathers. It has about 3 different coffee: Peru, Tanzania, and Peru, the Inambaki, Tonki, Inambaki, the Tanzania, and the Brazil. All 3 have been presented on this video.
Yeah.
So we want to give it to you as a present for a very limited number of supplies only, plus in a very reasonable price.
Yeah.
So email us, and if you want to avail, then you can get one.
Yeah. Send us a message.
Yeah. Well, the verdict: 3 weeks in a row.
3 weeks in a row, hand pour. Next week we'll switch up the cups and see if our minds are if it changes our minds.
We'll see. Or maybe I'll bring out some more of the cups like this, and what'd you say?
Yeah. We'll do all 3 coffees or all 3 brews in the same cup.
In the same. So we find out,
exactly.
if the cup really is one of the factor. Yeah, but it does actually. Okay. So I'm not saying what you're using in a cup or in a mug is not good, but
See, that's I don't think it would drastically change the flavor. It just might help you enjoy it.
Yes.
Because the flavor's not changing from hot to cold as fast. So it's because this isn't even cold yet. Whereas these 2 were already cold by the time I finished them off.
Yeah.
So
goodness, man, we finished all 3 of them, huh?
every time, bro.
Every time, yeah.
Every time. I've been just sipping this one though, man. This was so good.
Yeah.
I just want it to last.
Oh yeah.
All right. What are we doing next week?
Wow.
We have just been blowing through some good coffees here lately.
Yeah. I was thinking before the start of this presentation, I was even thinking, what am I going to present next week? What are we going to present next week? Because I have so much back in my tiny warehouse, my container. Actually, I have two beans came in from Ecuador, which is on the top specialty. And finally, I was waiting for that one, and it came, and it just went out that same.
Wow, sold out the same day. Just
day.
like the Kenya did.
Yeah, and I got another one, a very limited supply of coffee from Nicaragua.
Mm-hmm.
And another variety of Nicaragua. We have presented early on our show here on the live show that we have shown you a Nicaragua beans, but this one is on a different variety, from a different variety of beans and different process.
Yeah.
So this is another.
Which one? Is it the La Laguna?
La Laguna.
Yeah, La Laguna,
Nicaragua.
And we did the natural.
Right, the natural.
Right, and this one is from the same farm.
Right, the same farm,
from the same
owner.
farm. Different bean.
Different beans.
Different bean, but also wash process.
Yeah, and another thing is that the same beans that actually he entered in the COE in the year 2020.
Cup of
2019.
Excellence.
Cup of Excellence.
Okay.
Cup of Excellence is actually a competition of different coffee farms. And you have to garner like about 95 and up to get a real, like if you're a runner-up, like you place 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, your bread of coffee will be breaded as COE sharp 12. That means you entered in that competition, but you garnered a high score, but your slot is on a 12. Yeah. But then again, it's still good.
Yeah.
Very stiff competition.
So what did this Nicaragua get?
90. I think it gets like about 97.
Mm-hmm. What was its what's its placement? Like the COE number.
Oh, this one here. It did. He won in a different. It's a long time ago, but the same beans, the same farm, the same owner. So that means that you get also the same quality, the same process, and so that means this particular beans that we wanted to present is not actually from what he entered.
Oh, okay. So he hasn't actually. Yeah. It's just his farm. He's won or awarded Cup of Excellence.
Yes, awarded excellence.
Okay.
But then again, it garnered a high score because it's on the top specialty now. So it's above 90.
Nice.
So that's really interesting. And the Ecuador, for 2 years now, I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for the Ecuador. Yeah.
Wow. Because we have another Ecuador.
That's almost when they start introducing the Ecuador again. They only have 3 different farms that was introduced. Very limited.
Okay, that's why it's so hard to get a hold of.
Yeah, that's probably one reason why.
Wow.
Yeah, they have a very limited supply too for during the harvest time.
So we need some sunshine this week, is what you're telling me.
Not really.
No. We don't need sunshine. So you're not going to try to roast any of that?
I'd love to, but the weather forecast.
That's why I said we need. I didn't say we're going to get some.
I know. The weather forecast is not very pleasing this whole week. There'll be probably about 3 times in a week of rain, and so I was actually planning to roast tomorrow because I'm almost done with my coffee and I needed to. But in worst scenario, I have to roast the coffee inside
the house. There you go.
That's all I could do,
Yeah.
And in order to
well, if we can't present one of those, we'll find something. I mean, we still have plenty of coffees that we haven't gone through.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Yet, so
yeah, true. We're done with the Kenya, just so spectacular. We've done with the Tanzania, we've done with the Peru, and I would say that I would like to do the Ecuador.
Did we do it?
They will do Ecuador.
We did El Salvador. Okay, so
we'll do the Ecuador, and I will make sure that I will have to.
The new Ecuador.
Okay. How's that? Or you want the new Nicaragua? It doesn't matter.
I mean, either one. I just don't want to put any pressure for you to get it roasted by Monday.
No, I have to roast it by this week, so by Monday it'll be perfect.
Yeah, it has to sit for what?
At least 3 days to a week.
3 days to a week, yeah.
3 days to a week. That's basically the natural law. After roasting coffee, wait until from 3 days to a week. So until it's you know, there are some people back in the rural areas, like in the highlands, right after they harvest and after the coffee is ready for roasting, they roast it naturally from charcoal, you know, from scratch, from the stone, made of a stone skillet, and roasted it naturally. And then as soon as they roasted it, they grind it naturally by stone and brew it. And that's how they do it. I don't know why. Yeah, probably it's in their palate. So you know, it's they get used to it. That's what they like. That's what they prefer. Actually. Yeah. Anyway, so we cannot promise, but we're going to show you. It's either the Nicaragua, the new Nicaragua that I have, and the new Ecuador that I have, both in the top specialty. And these are my choice because I've seen the review, I've seen also the tasting notes, I've seen also the location and the farm. It's the very interesting coffee that I wanted to have actually. Yeah. So I'm excited.
Great. All right. Well, that's it. Right?
Yeah, that's it for
that's
today.
a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for joining us once again.
Yeah.
We enjoy having you. We enjoy doing this. Also, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, so you're notified when we go live next week and the week after, guys.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So subscribe and hope you're enjoying this. And again, it's another presentation that you can find on YouTube. This is the only place where you can find that we're presenting coffee because it's your coffee.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a great week.
Okay, God bless. Bye.
Bye.